Let's go to Matt in Jersey. He's going to call you out on your story, by the way. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay. Yeah, you're a complete moron. This is a 1999 Darwin Award.
Yeah, is it also the, I thought Jim was going to break out the jet engine on the roof of the car story, too.
Oh, dude, all right, what is it? Someone might have emailed. I don't remember how I got my greedy little mitts on. What is it?
According to this, it was originally on the National Enquirer in 1982 as Dog Communicates with the Dead. So you're just a moron.
Well,
wait,
dude,
it was in that issue?
You're a moron.
All right, I know that, dude, but explain to me why.
You're bringing
in. He's just calling you a moron.
And you're bringing in fake news stories for this program.
I didn't realize it was program. I didn't realize it.
You, Dan Rather? What the hell are you doing?
I insist.
You haven't checked your sources?
Well, as I was reading it, I realized the little fella hit the trampoline wrong and went into the yawning mouth. Then I kind of, as I was reading it, I realized
it's an old Enquirer story from the 80s.
But look, I don't deny. I don't realize.
We appreciate that you're starting to bring material to the show, but
I brought some audio. I brought two different specials. I watched last night. Audio.
That's the type of thing morning shows in like Des Moines, Iowa do.
Well, the
wacky Darwin Awards story.
But I really did think it was legit.
Another winner of the Darwin Awards. Did I tell you about the guy that used a .22 bullet as a fuse in his truck? See, his fuse blew out for his headlights, but he was driving home, and he didn't have another fuse. What he did have was ammunition for his .22 caliber rifle. What he did was he stuck that shell into the fuse hole, and the headlights came on. But the short was still there that blew the fuse. So in time, the bullet heated up and shot him right in his testicles.
I actually have more respect for that story than I do for Randy Johnson's signs with Yankees. I prefer a shot-in-the-bag story.
Did you hear the other story? It's similar to that. The guy got shot in his bag. It went through his yam bag and hit a girl in the abdomen and nicked her ovary. Yeah. And she wound up getting pregnant.
Shut
from
up.
the gunshot. And that
Find that story.
And that is where the saying, he's a son of a gun, came from.
Someone find that story.
I just read that over the weekend as some news story that was like, this is totally false. This did not happen. It dates back to, like, the Civil War. They're just these, like, rumors that
well, one of our listeners that is good at research, find that story for us.
You can find it on Snopes.
Snopes? Okay.
Snopes.com, which dispels everything. Whenever I get an email, of course not one from XM, because I never get any from XM, but whenever I get an email, and it's one of those news stories that are just like, wait a minute, this can't be true. I go to Snopes.com, and then you pop it in the search engine, and it comes up true or false or inconclusive or something like that. But so many people email you this crap, and, no, dude, it's the truth. Check this out. Like that, what was one that some idiot told me, God, it was like minutes ago. Oh, a hippopotamus and a midget. It was on a trampoline.
I really am an ass.
Oh, wow. Let's go to Ryan in
But
Jersey.
I really thought it was real. That's why I would never bring in a wacky story.
Of course,
Jimmy, before we begin, I want to thank you for bringing 40 minutes of material to the program today. You might say 40. That story only took 2 minutes to read. Oh, no. Thanks for the 40 minutes of radio you're about to give us. Ryan in Jersey. Yes, Ryan.
Guys, how are you?
Pretty good.
Hey, Cupcake, how are you today?
I've been better, Ryan.
I wanted to know if you heard anything new about the fat boy they found in that cave in New York.
Fat boy.
Oh, right.
And, punching out.
Jimmy was so excited.
Oh, I'm a gullible tart.
Listen to the replay. He brings it up that he has this great story about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, I know. He
got to get to what I brought to the program today.
Dude, I was just so happy that a midget had been eaten.
Dwarf. There's a difference.
Whatever it is, it's just something that comes out half the time a regular baby does. I was just happy that something of that height had died tragically.
Right.
I did not go over the story with a fine-tooth comb, as they say, or in Ben's case, a fine-tooth firecracker.
Do you know, Jimmy loves taking celebrity pictures. We know that.
Yes.
Do you know he actually took the picture of Clinton with the alien?
Oh, yeah?
That
was
on
you?
the cover of the Weekly World News so many years ago. Jimmy Norton credited with that photo.
I am a gullible fool.
Anthony, is this it?
Let me see. Claimed during the Civil War a woman was impregnated by sperm carried on a bullet that passed through the scrotum of a soldier and penetrated her ovaries. Status is false. The origin sometimes touted as the origin of the phrase son of a gun. The The tale of the bullet through the balls is well-traveled legend, often reported by such infamous urban legend vectors as Dear Abby. Yeah, she's been fooled by a lot of urban legend over the years. Here's a story. It seemed that during the Civil War, May 12th, 1863 to be exact, a young Virginia farm girl was standing on her front porch while a battle was raging nearby. A stray bullet first passed through the scrotum of a young Union cavalryman, then lodged in the reproductive tract of the young woman, who thus became pregnant by a man she had not been within 100 feet of, and 9 months later she gave birth to a healthy baby. The story, in fact, is completely false.
Yep.
The claim for this miraculous bullet pregnancy originated the American Medical Weekly on November 7th, 1874, so it's had some legs over the years. Some of these stories go way back, but it is false. Can someone put the HIPPO story into Snopes? See if it comes up?
Well, do you know how they knew that was false? Because after the guy got shot through the scrotum, there's video of him actually holding his hat and not letting it go. And then it went through the scrotum.
Right.
And this magic bullet.
Where's Snopes? There it is.
Oh, you almost gave me the crickets? I might have deserved them, but that was kind of...
No, that was a good reference.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad... It was kind of a magic bullet.
I was on the
theory.
fence. I was on the fence.
I could have
My
said
finger
that...
was on the cricket button.
I could have said the one bullet missed and hit General Grant. A little chip hit him in the face, but I didn't, because that would have been a James Tate comparison. Glad your brother and 3 other people are probably enjoying that.
I know.
Weird JFK reference. Got the right ta-ta, but the wrong ho-ho.
All right. Here is a story.
All right.
Let me see. Back.
Urban
legend. Miscellaneous newspaper. An Australian circus dwarf died recently when he bounced sideways from a trampoline and was swallowed by a hippopotamus.
That was yawning.
Oh, come on. That's great. Oh, my goodness. Stop it. That is yeah. It's being reported as an Australian dwarf, though. Where was yours from?
Thailand.
Thailand. The locations change. Things happen, but
the ass remains the same when he brings it in. What a
people
fool I am.
watched as little Franz Dash popped into the mouth of Hilda the hippo. Was it Hilda?
Yeah, it was Hilda.
And the animal's gag reflex forced it to swallow. The crowd applauded. Yeah, well, there you go.
So they're saying it's false.
Of course it's false.
Well, this guy's saying it's true. Jim in Tennessee.
Come on.
Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, MythBusters did a thing on that about a month ago.
I love MythBusters, by the way. It's 2 guys that try to bust or prove the urban legends that are around.
They've been measuring black penises for 4 years. Trying to find one to break that myth.
Again, this myth is true.
Some dumbass actually used a .22 bullet as a fuse, and it did go off, but all it did was hit him in the leg. It didn't.
It did not. It's an urban legend.
I'm telling you, they had their crash dummy set up, and it hit him in the leg.
Well,
Okay,
the MythBusters.
In MythBusters.
The other story that's been reported as true over the years is the one we just mentioned about a week or 2 ago, the whole match and the gerbil. And
Right, the gerbil where the 2 gay guys were having sex, and one put a gerbil where the sun don't shine there. And
how does the story start? In retrospect, lighting the match
wasn't a good idea. They were in the hospital, and he was kind of reflecting on what had happened.
One guy had a burnt face, and
burnt
the other guy
face
had
and a broken nose.
Burnt bunghole.
And the other guy had a burnt bunghole. Yeah, burnt balloon knot. And it turns out they had put a gerbil in there with a string to get him out. The string fell off. They couldn't get the gerbil out. So one guy was lighting a match and kind of looking inside to try to find the gerbil so he could pick him out.
Let's pick this. Why would you light the match to see? You know where the gerbil is.
Well, Opie, in retrospect, lighting the match wasn't a good idea.
All right, that's where he was a dumbass.
Maybe he should have used a little mag light or something.
But you know where it is. It's not
right
like
up there. You don't need a match. Just dig in and try to pull him out.
There you go.
I understand completely. But, he lit the match, and the buildup of methane gas shot the mouse out, the gerbil out like a cannon, and it hit him in the face, breaking his
the guy
nose.
had a broken nose. That's right, broken nose. And the other guy had the
face.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's an urban legend. But here I am also on Snopes looking at the a pair of Arkansas rednecks are injured using .22 caliber shell in place of a burnt-out automobile fuse. False. Just never happened. Whether it was proven on that TV show that it could happen or not is one thing, but You know, we're talking about things that have happened.
Exactly.
We interrupt this program to bring you the ozone midget sighting of the day.
Oh, look at this.
Is it on a trampoline?
Ken in
To a
Houston.
Hilda the hippo?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Ken?
Hey, I was getting up Sunday morning, turned on the TV, and saw an infomercial that the hosts were two identical twin midgets.
Oh, the real estate guys.
yep.
Oh, I love those guys.
I'm going to teach you how to make a fortune in real estate.
You little freak.
It was like cashflowgenerator.com, something stupid like that. It was ridiculous because they had their little business suits on, and the no neck looked like the suit was trying to swallow their head.
Their little businesses, were they sitting on those stools with their feet sticking straight out?
Yeah.
You can see the soles of their shoes on television.
That's exactly what it was. And then
Oh,
standing around the pool.
embarrassing little physique.
Yeah, little miniature atrocities.
Oh.
Oh, that's it, guys. I'm punching out.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Bye. There he goes. There's Ken in Houston. I don't know. That was okay.
Meanwhile, back at the show.
Yeah, that isn't really a midget sighting. That's a midget viewing.
And I'm surprised that they're still running those infomercials. That was about 10
Yeah, it was a while ago.
years ago.
Of course, those guys have money. They buy their little teeny suits. How much could a little suit like that cost in the child's confirmation section?
Got to be a third of the price of a regular suit. Lee.
Oh.
I couldn't be happier if a 4'4" man handed this to me with a ring to put on my fat finger.
As he was trampolining into a hippo's mouth.
All right,
I think when you see a dwarf that's as short as that woman was,
Yeah.
you should legally be allowed to grab her arm and bite it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, we can play $100,000 or butt plug or something, Anthony.
Butt plug?
Which one you want?
Butt plug?
Butt plug?
Butt plug.
You want?
What do you use it for, sir?
You want butt plug?
Oh, I'm sure this guy's all psyched about the Pats. Somewhere up there. Somewhere up there at the spark plug factory or whatever the hell place it was we called.
I don't know where we called, but
Butt plug?
This is a classic, and we'll come next.
May I help you?
Yes, butt plugs?
Who?
Butt plugs, please.
Spark plug, just a moment. Hardware, how can I help you?
Butt plugs?
What is it?
Butt plugs.
A what box?
Butt plugs.
A bud box?
Butt plugs.
I'm not following what you're saying.
Butt plugs.
I have a bad connection. I don't understand. What is it?
Butt plugs.
Bud box? Is it like a receptacle you're talking about?
Butt plugs, yeah.
What kind of plug is it? A spark plug you're talking about?
Butt plugs.
Oh, hold on. Hello. What are you looking for?
Butt plug?
Spark plug. What kind?
Butt plug.
What kind of a spark plug?
No, butt plug.
I just don't understand you, sir. I'm sorry.
Butt plug?
A spark plug.
Butt plug.
Bug plug?
Butt plug.
Never heard of it. What do you use it for?
Butt plug.
Huh?
Butt plug.
What do you use it for, sir?
Butt plug. Butt plug. Butt plug. Butt plug.
Yeah. Butt lug?
Butt plug.
I know,
butt
but
plug.
what do you use it on? What do you use it in? I'm trying to
Butt
fit.
plug. Butt plug.
Yeah, okay, I got you a spark plug. There's all kinds of spark plugs.
Butt plug. Butt plug. Butt plug.
But?
Butt plug.
Sorry, sir, we don't understand what you want.
Butt plug. Butt plug.
I don't know. We don't carry that.
Butt plug?
Yeah, we don't carry it.
Thank you.
All right.
On the Opie and Anthony show, we're going to make fun of people with Down syndrome.
I just didn't want to be in the middle of the flight and have him yank that handle hoping candy comes out and blow the door off the plane. We all get sucked out except for him because his head gets stuck.
Thanks for the help, Ant.
What's that?
The music's going on for a very long time because I'm trying to eat and swallow this banana. I'm looking at you, giving you all sorts of signs like help us out.
Jeez, I have my head buried in the paper.
It is the Opie and Anthony show. You can jump in anytime. I'm like trying to swallow here. No one is looking at me.
I got my head completely down. I'm looking in the newspaper. Opie's panicking.
I'm making signals like I'm landing a plane, and you're just reading away.
Getting educated every minute.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I do.
There's no problem with you starting these breaks. I mean, come
Hey.
on, bro.
Hey,
Help me
we're
out.
back.
There you go.
And we're black.
You just say we're back, and it's the only virus. It's spreading
Right.
across America.
Indeed.
The fans are doing their job. Blah 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 blah. Well, that horse crap.
There we go. Oops.
And I don't know what Jimmy was doing.
Jimmy's mouth was
I
equally
could have
as
been
full.
choking over here.
I just mind my business until the show starts up, and I chime in occasionally.
There you go.
I thought maybe there was a reason for the silence, and I figured I would just allow it to happen. I didn't realize you were choking.
Yeah, because
and
instrumental beds are just so much fun to listen to on the radio.
I was enjoying it.
Next time, I'm going to take a little bit more of a initiative.
Oh.
All right, so where were we on the program? We had to kind of take a couple breaks there that messed up the whole flow.
Yes, it did.
But we're having a good time today,
My
right?
goodness.
We got the hooker thing we're going to get to in a little bit.
What a nice little story that is. A little local angle with Long Island, us growing up there, kind of understand what these little places are about. I don't know if they have them in many other places. Do they? You've been around.
The hot dog,
it's the hot dog truck.
The hot dog trucks?
They're these trucks that are either like old-time delivery trucks, they look like, with like a little window and shelf cut in on the side so you could sell stuff out of it. Or sometimes they use little motor homes or campers on the back of pickup trucks.
That's an ice cream truck that's
you go.
Serves hot dogs.
Looks like an ice cream truck.
And
too.
sodas. That's it.
And you get up there and you get a couple of hot dogs, bun, a little mustard, relish, whatever you want on it.
You want to get Dean in for this story as we're moving in? Moving forward, it's Dean Edwards. This is Jimmy decided to bring Dean into the program. Look at you.
Yes, taking initiative.
You're producing more than Ben. That's nice.
Wow.
Bringing in stories, bringing in guests for us. And Ben's like, gee, thanks. Well, Ben, what guests do you have for today's program?
My stunning personality.
That's right.
What's up, Dean?
What's up, y'all? How y'all? People don't trust y'all?
No, let me tell you, that Lysol is
Damn.
very important.
That's for Jimmy.
This bastard will blow this room out.
Oh, okay.
Usually about now he starts his
So
farting.
some things never change.
Yeah, I cut a lot of gas.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, the 9 o'clock hour is reserved for Jimmy's farting, and then we comment about it, and we spray down his ass with the Lysol. That's all we do in the 9 o'clock hour every day.
Yes.
He
totally enjoys us losing our minds over his gassers.
He'll smile and not say a word until somebody just starts
Oh,
gagging.
you the silent cat.
Yeah.
He's like me.
Oh, he just starts giggling.
That's what comedians do. That's our thing.
He farts, it doesn't make a noise, and then he just starts like moving his whole body as he's giggling and waiting for us to enjoy what he has to offer.
And the best is when this big Kev is in here and he has no sense of smell, but he still like waves it in front of his face just to be one of the guys.
Yeah.
You can't smell it, you sociopath. You have no sense of smell.
Does he really do that? I've never
Yeah, but he'll go,
noticed that before.
yuck! And I'll be like, what are you
he hasn't
yucking
smelt
for?
the
It's not
thing, I
a
know.
hula
Make
hoop or
it
an
worse.
exercise regiment.
That's classic. Well, Dean, you were on SNL, and I loved you on there. What happened?
Hey, man, you know what? They
You got any dirt, or you don't want to?
yeah, well,
Every SNL guy
Yeah,
has
you know.
dirt, man. We've talked to a few guys.
I'm gonna keep it real. I was trying to get like all of the females pregnant at the same time.
Is that it?
And Lauren wasn't going for it, so no, we need a new Negro in here. We're not going to. We can't do Dean anymore. No, it was. You know what it was? Jim, I like everybody else talking about it, but like it wasn't a good fit. Like I did everything I could, to shine, and anybody that sees me on stage, constantly people are still say, how did you do all these impressions, all these characters? And I'm like, man, you have to. It's a political place as well, so you have to know how to maneuver.
That's what we've heard, too.
And,
It's really hard to get one of your bits on.
Yeah, and Brewer and I speak all the time, and we just did a gig 2 months ago, and we sat for like an hour before the show just trading like war stories, because SNL is really, you're in the foxhole and you're going to war every week trying to get your stuff on, and Jim was like, Dean, you know what happened? You went in. I bet you were nice and you were cheering everybody on, and you're trying to be a team player. I said, yeah, and he said, that's not gonna work, because you have to go in with your guns loaded, and I remember Tracy Morgan was like, Dean, listen, you got to do your own thing. Let them know you're there. Let them know that you're a team player, but you got to go for broke. You got to let them know you flying high over the stratosphere. You over LaGuardia. Sky high. It's awesome. You know, and Tracy, he took me under his wing, and I appreciate it because, you know, oftentimes, you know, people try to create, especially in the clubs, Jim saw it, like, everybody's like, now that you're there, Tracy. And I'm like, nah, Tracy, you know, he did what he could. He took me to dinner when I first started, and he, you know, he told me, this is the last time I'm going to do this, you know. But and he told me, you know, watch out for this landmine and that landmine. And just stay focused. And then I had, like, you know, from Chris Rock to Sandler to Brewer, you know, the stand-ups, because that's another thing. I came from the stand-up world as opposed to the sketch comedy world. I wasn't a Groundling or UCB or Second City. And, you know, you had writers that were already there. So if, say I came from Second City, you already had like 3 or 4 writers from Second City. Or if I came from the Groundlings, I had like 2 or 3 cast members and like 1 or 2 writers, so you already had a support base. You
kind of in the fold there. You might get a little preferential treatment or something.
Exactly. You come as a stand-ups are jackals. We're the bastards of the comedy world, of the entertainment world, and they're like, you know, just throw them in there. Hopefully they'll do. We're the lone shooters when we go into the police force. You know, it's hard to partner us up, and I was willing to work with everybody, but it was just a matter of getting shine. And my first year I did really well. Tracy said, you know, you need 2 shows to justify your existence. You need at least 2 hot shows. And I had like 4 my first season, so I was like, oh, this is awesome, I got this, you know. Second season, it was I think had to do with, it was Tracy's final season. He come into being one of the main stars of the show. And so when writers are writing for you, they're saying, all right, well, are we gonna write for upstart black guy, or, you know, the star black? Unfortunately, that's that institutionalized foolishness where they're saying, well, we can't use 2 black guys. That's too much Negro at one time, you know. And so, you know, unfortunately, so you're saying, all right, well, and I'm a team player, so I'm like, all right, well, you know what? At least Tracy's getting some love, and if I can get in something, you know, and oftentimes at the end of a show, my stuff got relegated, like Bernie Mac was on my final season, and we had this sketch where Bernie was playing. He did like a solid Sidney Poitier, and I was doing Denzel Washington. It was right after the Oscars, and the sketch went. We blocked the show. A lot of people don't understand how the show works. Like we do the show, we do like the dress rehearsal show on Saturday evening at 8 with a live crowd,
which is taped, right?
Which is taped, which is cool because even if your stuff doesn't make it to air, you still have proof, you know. And then at about 10:30, 10:45, you have a meeting where you go in, you look on the board, you see where your sketch is laid, and hopefully it's not to the side off the show. So my sketch is last, and there's a sketch that I'm in that Tina Fey wrote that's second to last. So after the meeting, we go down. I'm sitting with Tracy, and I'm sitting there like, well, you know, I just hope I can get my Denzel on, and they have the times blocked out, and Tracy's like, Tina's sketch is 3 minutes 30 seconds. Yours is 4.5 minutes. Your shit's getting cut. And I'm like, you think so? And so at 12:48, you know, 12 minutes before the show, I'm in the makeup, and you hear a message from stage manager. Denzel Washington has been cut. We're going right to BT House of Suits, you know. And you got to roll with it. And after, you know, we're walking out for good nights, and Bernie's like, don't worry, I got something for you. So I'm like, you going to take me on the road or something, you know? and I guess what keeps me going is, I'm like, you know what, I had cats from Bernie Mac to Ali Leroy was writing, who he had written Head of State. And they all like, yo, you got it. You have nothing to worry about, you know. And I'm a comedian first, you know. So even if SNL is not a final place you're gonna be. You go there, you do your 2 years, and you move on.
Why do they never seem to know how to use black performers? I mean, whenever Saul was there with Eddie Murphy, it seemed like that was like a great chance to let a guy shine.
Yeah.
But it seems like they really.
Chris Rock's a great example. I mean, he blew up after SNL
on that show.
So blew up after SNL.
They did not use him at all.
I couldn't believe it was the same guy. I'm like, man, is this guy funny? But he just, except for a couple skits. He never shined in SNL.
You know what? And
didn't he warn you though, or tell you that?
Well, Chris, I mean, my first season, Chris came into the Comedy Cellar, you know, the watering hole, all the comics are hanging out down there.
Love that place.
And I'm excited because in my mind, I'm like, if I'm on the air, I'm good. You know, I'm feeling happy because it's a mind screw because you're sitting around and you don't want to be you don't want to be in your dressing room with people walking by, ignoring, like not looking at you, like, oh, geez, he's sitting in there miserable. You know, because that's what happens. So you're happy just to be in the show. And we had Jack Black on the week before, the Saturday before. I'm in like 4 sketches, not really being used, but I'm there. Monday, Chris comes into the cellar. We're all hanging out. Chris was, I never watched that show. The one time I watch it, they still don't use black people, you know. and I'm like, hey, Chris, you know, I was in 4 sketches this week. He was like, you weren't in them. Yeah, you were there, but you weren't really in them. They ain't use you. And he taught me a lesson. He said, you know what? He said, don't ever be happy just for somebody to throw you a bone. He said, people that don't have talent are happy just being thrown in stuff. He said, you got talent. He said, so fight for everything you do up there. Even if you don't get the stuff on the air, at least you can say, I did everything I could. You know, so write 2 sketches and an update. Quinn saying, can you write 2 sketches and an update? Sandler, 2 sketches up. So every week, I was going in on Sundays, you know, just to sort of get a jump ahead of everyone and say, going with like my friend Tyler and Mark Theobald, 2 other comedians. And we would just sit in there for a couple of hours so that by the time a host came in, I had something, you know, on the books that I could say, okay, I started working on this. Only problem with that is that, you know, people want to be in on it from the beginning. So now, right, like, wow, he already wrote that. He didn't need my help, you know. So it's like a catch-20. And Lawrence,
we hear these stories over and over again by everyone that was at SNL, man.
That's a rough place.
You know? But it's you know what, it's the trick is saying, you know what, this is not my final destination, and I'll never allow. So if I'm on stage, if I get those 100 people or those 1,000 people, if I get all those people laughing, I'm proven. I know that I got the goods. So I never. You know, one of my friends. I
have a question for you. Did Chris mention when he was giving advice out, like, not to be a brilliant stand-up comedian and then do, like, movies like Head of State and Pootie Tang? Oh, he's a brilliant act. But Jesus Christ. Does make the Flintstones look comedically.
Yeah, you got to start small and work your way up, right? That's what I say in case Chris is listening. Like, I ain't giving him advice ever again. I was going to put him in a movie, but now I'm strong. I ain't putting him in shit. You know.
Like, you do brilliant impressions. I mean, you're one of the best. And how do they not use that on Saturday Night Live? It's mind-boggling to me.
It's that politics, the political. Because man.
Let's hear some of the voices, man. Who do you do real well? I mean, the Chris Rock is right on. Tracy Morgan's right on.
Morgan. We do a bit of Denzel, you know, do a little bit of Denzel. Me and Master Poe, we were out there talking about, we do a little bit of Denzel, you know, Erica Bad.
Bag lady, you got your bag.
Who is that?
Erica Badu. You can tell Jim does not listen to
nothing.
Hip hop R&B station.
He just listens to Ozzy. That's it.
I really
Ozzy and Johnny Cash.
She's one of the biggest stars. I'm like,
Who's she? Doesn't she sound like James Earl Jones? No. Yeah, man. Anybody. If I'm around you long enough, you know, and I like your voice. You know, I just watch you long enough, and
he's looking around the room.
Look around at you guys. You know,
who were some of the like big characters on SNL when you were on? Like, what were they really pushing? Like every week you'd see these show up.
That's like I said. Tracy was popping with Brian Fellows.
Brian Fellows.
I'm Brian Fellows.
That is hysterical.
I love Brian Fellows.
That was a good.
And
bit.
Astronaut Jones.
Yeah,
you know that was the banger.
Why wouldn't he let you do the sketch? He wanted to do a sketch with him and Tracy where you were acting as Tracy.
Yeah, well, you know what,
that would have been great.
Yeah, you know what, that was the writer I said, brilliant writer Max Brooks. He was my writing partner, and Max was like, you know what if we did like Tracy Morgan, like sort of Terminator, you know, with like the new improved Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't think who wants somebody to say this is the new improved me, you know? And I think that's what happened. I think Tracy kind of was like, no, I don't want Dean coming and doing me better than me, you know? Yeah, I mean, you know, it's it was good on, but I was like, hey man, I'll do whatever y'all want me to do, you know. But they kind of, you know, knocked the feet up from under that one before we even got it popping. What are you gonna do?
How do they give you the boot there on SNL?
Well, you know, they don't give you the boot. They just hit you with yeah, well, you get a call. Fortunately, I was on a film set, so it didn't really hit me hard.
Yeah.
I was, you know, my agent calls and they were like, yeah, you know, Dean, your contract got renewed, or came time in July for your contract renewal. They didn't renew it, so they do it that way so you can say, well, I didn't get fired. I left, you know.
Yeah.
I just chose not to, because sometimes, like one of my friends, Jeff Richards, Drunk Girl, who was like, you asked like what characters, Jeff came in and Drunk Girl was like on fire. Everybody loved it. And
I was wondering what happened to him.
Yeah, from what I understand, they just midway through the season, for whatever reason, that's fired when they just say midway through the season, yeah, you know what, you're still under contract and we'll pay you, but
holy jeez, what did he do?
And I wasn't there at the time, so I don't know what happened. But once again, it was that Jeff was a stand-up, you know, so he wasn't aligned with people correctly to where he had people fighting for him.
The writers do have a problem. Those sketch writers who are with guys like Upright Citizens, they have this weird thing with stand-ups because stand-ups do what they can't do. It's like those sketch guys and the writers, they really need each other because they're both kind of like half talents. You know, like hey, look, tough shit. None of them have the balls just to stand up there, so they have like this weird resentment towards stand-up.
Yeah, and you get you get that a lot. And I was a cat that was looking at his head full, so I was like, well, he doesn't not like me, he just doesn't want to talk to me, you know. And I killed everybody with kindness. I was walking around always knocking on people's doors and saying, yo, what's up? And also there were no black writers there my first year. You know, you can't tell people, here, this is, you know, write for this. And the only contact they've had, some people might have had with a black cat, is he's a cop or a janitor, because that's what they're gonna write, you know. And then you're gonna be the dude in the background that's sweeping, trying to look in the camera so your mother says, "There's my baby," you know.
Get some FaceTime.
You know, and oftentimes Tracy said, if you're not in the show, they're gonna use you for language, where they write something where someone's playing a hip character, so you'll get that knock on your office. What's a way to say yeah or for sure? You know, for shizzle. Brilliant. I'm going to use that.
God damn.
Could I get in? That's because I don't have a janitor this week. You know, and that's the natural
holy jeez,
state of things. You know, you roll with it. You know, you say, and I remember Tracy said Eddie Murphy came to the show one time. He was doing Rosie O'Donnell, which taped down the hallway, and Eddie after he taped Rosie came in. They were blocking the scene, and Tracy's sitting there, and Eddie leans over to Tracy and says, I know you're miserable, and walked out. And so 20 years ago, you know, things haven't changed. And I think Eddie popped, A, because he's, you know, phenomenally talented, and B, because they were going through a period where they didn't know what really was going on. They had gone through, like, 2 different producers.
Yeah, and the cast was,
you know,
just
and the cast
mess.
was, you know, and
that's when Ebersol was there.
Yeah, well, that was actually before they had
that
Gene
woman,
Domanian, you know, and then Ebersol came in, saw Eddie do something that popped, and he said, you know, we need to focus more time on him.
Is that why Murphy didn't come back for like that big 20th anniversary SNL had? He was like noticeably absent from this.
Well, you know what, I heard.
Or 25th anniversary.
Yeah, I heard one of the reasons, like, Eddie got kind of pissed with the show because you know, during the 90s when he was doing like Vampire in Brooklyn, you know, something I'm sure you have on DVD. Yeah. You know, that and Metro. No.
They shot that in front of Blockbuster to cut down on shipping costs.
Wow. That's a good one.
Metro.
They, I guess, you know, Spade used to do the Hollywood Minute. And so one time they Spade was doing it, and they showed Murphy, and he said, look, kids, a falling star. And I heard Eddie didn't like that, because Eddie really saved the show.
Yeah.
Because the show was on the verge of getting totally canceled right before he popped. And, you know, once he popped, it became, must-see viewing before they even called TV must-see TV, and he saved the show. So I think he probably felt a little slighted.
Hell yeah.
By the time there was time, they were like, yeah, we're having this 25th anniversary, and, we were just kidding with you, Ed. He's like, hey, whatever, I don't need y'all. I make $20 million, and kept it moving, and so and this is 30 years, so I wonder if he'll, it's been 30 years, man, so I don't watch the show anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not home.
It's one
I'm
of
not
those
home.
things. Well,
I'm
it's
not home,
it'd probably be a little rough too. You don't
probably.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to. We didn't want to listen to radio.
Oh, really?
We got,
Really?
Whenever you're off of whatever
right,
medium you want to be doing,
Yeah.
you just don't listen to it. It's depressing.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah, that's true.
If you don't banging a chick, you don't run over and push her new boyfriend's cheeks. And help her. Isn't she terrific?
Yeah, man. So I haven't. I'm not home on Saturday nights for one. I'm out on stage, but B, it's like I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I feel, because it's almost like a retired boxer. If you're watching a match and you're like, oh, they should have done this. Oh, they could have. Yeah. They on a mill with that joke. Oh, why is this going?
Yeah, you can't just watch it anymore. You're
it's not going to be the same because you're gonna.
Do you think it's good? Do you think
sit there going, this ain't funny. This sucks.
Maybe that's why I don't watch it, so I don't have to answer that question.
Daryl Hammond's the only guy I know on the show. Daryl's my only friend left on that show.
Daryl, and I don't even know if Daryl's getting the light that this is, I think, his 10th season, and that's I guess what used to frustrate me, because I'm like, this person is one of the stars of the show. Use him, Tracy's one of the stars of the show. Don't have him in just the black guy stuff,
Right.
I really think they try. I think Lauren tries to keep anybody from really being the standout, because once they are, they leave.
Right.
Go on their own. Right. And I think I read, and he even acknowledged that he tries to keep people in check so they don't leave.
Well, yeah, because that's what happened in the early years.
He was
after Chevy.
It was a machine,
up.
man.
Yeah.
it was a star-making machine.
Yeah.
Tim Meadow. Oh, I like Tim Meadow.
But yeah, no, Tim actually, what? I'm gonna defend Tim only because Tim actually has had a decent career considering he still works.
True.
He was in like 2 movies last year, and that's the trick. I think.
Does Tim get drinks saying he's Don Cheadle?
Oh,
I love Jim Boogie Nights. Thank you. Might have been funny if my headphones didn't fall off
and choke you.
The mock drinking.
But Tim, cats, what happened that when the first group of cats blew up over that show, then you have that hype sort of to live up to, and even a cat like Tim Kazurinsky, who people.
Oh my God!
Hey,
who is that?
Exactly. Now, he was on. He came on when Eddie and Piscopo were on, but they did like 8 police academies. Now that's not
right.
That's not something to say, I'm a brilliant actor, but he stayed working, you know what I mean? So it's like, once you get that SNL label on you, it's like, you're proven, and people say, all right, you know what, after he's survived the Marine Corps, so he can do anything, and even people that haven't done, Stiller only lasted a year, Ben Stiller, Damon Wayans lasted 6 months.
There are some people that you see him as Saturday Night Live alumni. And
right,
like,
right.
What the? I don't remember.
Sarah Silverman?
Silverman.
Yeah.
David Tell wrote there for Jay Moore,
Yeah, he used to run out and do spots and drink and stuff, and I think Attell just kind of blew it there, because he was a maniac. Yeah, that structure of Attell is a
blah,
psycho.
blah, blah, blah,
Blah, blah, blah. Unshaven because he's been binge drinking for 4 days. Attell is an amazing guy. Ellen Cleghorn was on.
Ellen had some success too, because she had that ghetto character, that ghetto page character, and wound up getting a sitcom on WB or UP. You wouldn't have seen. If you don't know Erykah Badu, I know you never saw that show.
No, I didn't even know Ellen was on SNL until somebody told me.
Yeah, she had a sitcom for
first year, 1 year on.
No, she did 3.
No, she was there a while.
Yeah. She did a really good Robin Quivers.
Yeah.
She
did
really funny.
Robin. She did Whoopi. You know what's funny? Yeah. I didn't watch the show until I got on it. Until like the summer I booked it. I said, all right, let me do some homework. And so I started watching, because like I said, I'm a stand-up, so I was out on the weekends when the show was airing for the last decade. And that's where I was like, oh, Ellen, I didn't know Ellen. I saw her on Def Comedy Jam. I didn't know she was on SNL, you know. And
Yeah.
a lot of cats shined more outside of the show, like a Chris Rock. Dave. And Chris said that after I saw him at the Laugh Factory in L.A., because he thought, he was like, at our season rap party my final year, we were talking. He was like, "You'll be back. They ain't crazy. You'll be back." And that's how everybody was like, "Dang, you have the skills. You're gonna be back." So I saw him at the factory, and he's like, he said something. I was like, "Oh, yo, I didn't get renewed." And he's kind of like, "Are you?" He's like, "Really?" He said, "Well, you know what? I ain't do well there. Damon didn't do well there. You'll be alright, you know." and it's true, because it's like I look at somebody like him. That's he after the show didn't work out, he said, "You know what? Let me go back to the foundation and get in those clubs." You know, so that's why you see me back in the clubs, working my act, honing my skills, saying, "All right, you know what?" Because this was not the end, you know, for your listeners out there. You know, I had probably like 4 fans, you know, that were religious, like, "Dean is funny," and they were all like, one was probably a little like kid that was 9 years old, you know, sending fan letters and whatnot.
I got a question for you about SNL, dude. This is something I've been wanting to ask. Why is nobody? I never saw anybody break the fourth wall there. Like if a sketch is bombing, like as a comedian, you go like, "Jesus, that blew," or if we're stink, we'll say it.
Right.
How come nobody? Does Lauren like threaten you with death for that?
No, you just now. That's funny. There's an SNL commercial on the television right now. This is karma. There's karma right there. Nah, you know what? I think there was just that you didn't want to. I know for me, I was the new nig, so I was like, I ain't doing nothing to make somebody say, why is he looking at the camera?
Yeah,
when he's supposed to be.
Oh,
you
God,
know,
that
so
really sounds like that boring Lauren. I met him one time
when you guys were doing the college show.
We
You got
did
a
a college
picture,
show live.
Jimmy?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh.
I should have, but I
should've.
didn't. I did live to you at Rosie. I was too nervous.
No.
And yeah, he really is like. It's like Jesus, dude. You really are a dull.
They
fella.
have been laughing a lot more lately. I think
Okay.
Jimmy Fallon started a lot of that, where you
Oh,
see the
yeah,
guys
yeah.
just start breaking
Jimmy and
character a little
Horatio,
and laughing.
like,
Yeah,
they
They
were
kind of started that, like
Yeah.
Harvey Korman.
Yeah,
Tim
yeah,
Conway
Tim
used to do
Conway,
on
yeah.
SNL.
Yeah.
On SNL
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
What do you think Jimmy Fallon leaving? Good move?
Yeah, I think it was. Jimmy said he was only going to do like 4 or 5 years, so I think he did
Really?
5. I think he did 5. Bounce before, you know.
He
would
really
get
left
saved.
on top. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
bounce
for
on
sure.
top. That's the best thing to do. Will, I did 1 year with Will Ferrell. Will left right when he was supposed to. Man, went into old school and
Yeah, but then you get a Sherry O'Terry who leaves and drops off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Sherry?
What the hell happened there?
Sherry had I think she had a deal with CBS. And that's I guess I was in the same situation, because it's like you leave and you say, "That's all right, I'm gonna prove them wrong." And I had buzz before I got there. I went to Montreal. I had networks interested in giving me a deal. So after I left, when my agent called and was like, "You're not renewed," I said, "All right, well, call all of those networks that were interested before. Call them, tell them I'm gonna come out to LA next month." And I left L.A. with a deal with ABC. So I was like, I don't need SNL. I don't need anyone. I'm making money and I have a show coming out. And then you find out like they had 6 other black cats at ABC with deals, and you're like, all right, well, hopefully I'm the one they decide to produce, and none of us wound up getting our shows picked up or getting cast or anything. So I'm like, all right, well, go back to the clubs. That's when you funny.
Wow.
Maybe you could just. Jimmy did some really good film with Queen Latifah. That was supposedly. I wouldn't. I know you're friends with him, and I like Jimmy too. I know him, and he's a very nice guy. And it was supposedly a very funny film. I didn't catch it. But I heard this Queen Latifah's a pip. You know, and but when her and Steve Martin team up, I mean, you just
they bring down the house.
they really do. Because she says some funny stuff.
He's an ass.
We should take a break.
All right.
We got to get to the hot dog story too. The hot dog
we
cookie
do.
story. You know, Dean will help us out with that, right?
Yeah, man.
Where
of
you
course.
from, Dean?
I'm in New York, Mount Vernon, Bronx and Mount Vernon.
Cool.
But New York state of mind.
There you go.
There you go. Right.
We'll continue. All right. We're hanging out with Dean Edwards.
What's up? What's poppin'?
Did a couple of years on SNL. Very funny guy. Giving us some inside stories on SNL, Anthony.
Didn't Chevy Chase one time, and I loved Chevy Chase for this one time, he was guest hosting, and they were asking him for suggestions, and he said, well, maybe we could get somebody with AIDS and weigh them every week. And everybody hated him for it in the meeting.
Yeah, I read that when he came back to host the show, he really was not liked by the people that were there.
Yeah, I hear those stories like Chevy people. Well, also you gotta figure as soon as a vet comes in, because we had like Chevy came and Steve Martin came and hung out, Aykroyd, even Jim Belushi, came, and I'm not gonna say the cast member's name, but I remember they said, geez, I wish they'd beat it so I could get on the air, because you had your shot. Give me my shot.
What color was the cast member who said
They
that?
were white.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have just given away. Yeah, I won't say the name. Yeah, why these mothers keep coming back here? But yeah, it was a mind screw. But hey.
We got to get to the prostitute story, or our listeners are going to kill us today.
Oh,
did you hear about this?
No.
This is actually pretty.
Pretty disgusting.
It's kind
Jim, were you involved in this?
No, but I like it already.
It's kind of.
I'm very happy with it.
It's kind of funny.
It kind of would. It's almost hot if you didn't think what these women probably looked like and smelt like.
They had a picture of one of the women.
Did they?
Yeah.
What paper?
I don't know, Post or Daily News. She didn't look that bad at all.
Really?
She didn't look bad.
Right, it's starting
especially
to get
for
a little
Long
better.
Island, Anthony. Especially
That's
for
all
Long
I'm
Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the best.
Well, it was
I'm just picturing some Long Island whore bag sitting.
Big hair.
Yeah, huge hair. 80s shoulder pad dress. They're not out of the 80s.
Stonewash.
Yeah.
Stonewash jeans.
Stonewash thong on.
Still in fashion on Long Island, yeah.
It's very hot, actually. I just read the story. This is very.
You like it?
Yeah, I think it is too, in
this
a way.
taps into my sexual addiction, the inappropriate. Yeah, this is very.
What
hot.
is it? What is it? What's the story?
Let's see. Customers at a Baldwin hot dog stand got more than just sauerkraut with their franks. Ho, ho, ho. Gotta
Brilliant.
make the story funny. Nassau police said yesterday, after arresting the two women who ran the business on charges of offering up sexual services along with their hot dogs and sodas. Police began watching the hot dog stand, which was run out of a camper on the property of a former restaurant. These things, they're all over Long Island. Like, if you're from Long Island, you worked on Long Island, you see them all over. They're on the side of the main roads and stuff. They're like an ice cream truck type thing, or a motorhome, a camper on a pickup. And it's just some slob that looks like they bought hot dogs down at Wall Bombs. I don't know how they're cooking them, what they're making, how long they've been sitting there, what they're serving them on. But people in droves go to these things and buy this crap.
Yeah.
There's no health inspector license or something. These people are just selling crap out of their truck.
And people buy it.
And now it turns out a couple of women were arrested because, let's see, as Scalia, one of the women, were preparing this guy's food, who turned out to be a cop. She offered to expose her breasts to him for money.
Her name was Scalia?
Scalia was one of the women, and Scourge was the other.
Now, do you want someone serving you a hot dog named Scourge?
Scourge.
Or Scalia sounds like a disease.
That's what you'll get, Scalia and Scourge for eating this disgusting truck. Then offered the officer oral sex in exchange for money.
Oh, well.
The two then said they had a stripper business called Body Talk and gave him a business card. They were arrested promptly and given an appearance ticket. But now you're thinking, all right, prostitution out of there. But they were serving these hot dogs to people. I'm sure they didn't put gloves on.
No.
And I'm sure they didn't suck those guys off without their hands. Yeah. They're not, look, I'll do this with no hands. They're handling.
It wasn't sauerkraut that you were eating with your hot dog.
Exactly. A little, this is a great. It's cop cube.
Are there onions on my hot dog? Oh no, I was tickling the bag of another fella. It just smells like that.
That's disgusting.
Right to the sauerkraut and onion joke.
Scalia's number is 555.
So Jimmy, why do you think the story's hot?
Because it's inappropriate. It's the timing of it. It's to be in one place and to have another reality put in your face.
Yeah.
Like to be buying a hot dog and have someone to offer you something sexual. I wouldn't care
hanging her tits
what
out
she looked like. Yeah, I would be very turned on by that, as long as she wasn't completely atrocious.
And I guess it was going on inside this motorhome.
Yeah, but camper.
Yeah.
Just an awful, dirty camper.
So could you not see that? I mean, do you not notice that the camper is bouncing while
You're
someone's putting relish on your hot dog?
Where Jackie Gleason comes over and says, "Next time, put your badge on your dick."
If this camper's rocking, don't come knock Worston. No? I knew it was going to bomb. I did it on purpose. Stop it. Did I? Really? No?
You know what's funny is that one of the hookers was eating a hot dog and it bounced out of the trailer and into the mouth of a hippopotamus.
An old gag.
Do I bring nothing?
Yeah, Jimmy brought a very awkward story today to the program.
Oh, did you bring that?
I thought I brought no, not this one, but another story. I thought was real, and I'm bringing a story.
Jimmy,
Jim,
rarely...
keep it real. You're the one that they caught.
Oh no, I would
with
be
Scalia.
honest. Yeah. I've never been busted
Jimmy,
before.
obviously very funny, adds a lot to the program, but he doesn't bring in a lot of stuff that we can work with.
I'm very lazy.
Okay.
Very lazy, but when
Today,
he does...
we brought in a nice story about a midget, or dwarf, a dwarf who was eaten by a hippopotamus. So I'm like, all right, this dwarf was probably bathing in some river somewhere and got eaten by a hippo.
Swim
it
or
happens.
something.
Yeah.
Maybe it was doing its laundry.
In the Amazon, maybe. So I don't know. But then it turns out this midget was a clown-type midget in a circus, and it was jumping on a trampoline and bounced off the side into a yawning hippopotamus's mouth, who then the gag reflex of the hippo made it swallow, and it swallowed the dwarf whole.
Did he die?
I don't know. Did he?
Because they could have just reached in and pull
it out, or cut the
By the
hippo
foot?
open if you want to
Nobody would
sacrifice.
risk losing their arm, especially to rescue what amounts to a half a person.
Well, why? Yeah, why kill a perfectly good hippopotamus
For a dwarf?
Yeah, even in God's eyes, it doesn't really count as much.
Awful person.
Wow.
But then we pop it up on Snopes.com, which dispels all urban legends, and of course it pops up as an urban legend, and people are complaining that they read it in like the Weekly World News back in '86. So Jimmy's bringing some real topical, current material.
Yeah, somebody emailed it to me, and like a retard, I just was like, wow, that's kind of a funny story. Like, just thinking that a midget was killed, which is always funny, regardless of circumstances.
I like the 8mm film you brought in of you riding a horse and falling off and then showing Bigfoot walking in the woods. That was good. And that photo of Nessie that you took at Scotland.
That's right. I'm a surgeon. Surgeon's photo. That's what
it
it's
is?
called, yes.
Well, you
and he
a little too much information that you knew that
Want you to
everyone
know
else
that,
didn't.
confessed on his deathbed, by the way, that
That
it
it
was
was
a hoax,
fake,
and
yep.
that he had done it with an upside-down, like, wooden ship, and that was the bottom of it.
Oh, really?
Yes, confessed on his deathbed.
You should go on Jeopardy Tournament of Champions.
I really should.
You're smart,
Dispelling
Jimmy.
myths.
You're so smart.
You can catch AIDS if you sleep with a lot of prostitutes without a condom. Wrong, Alex. No, you can't. I'm still standing.
Jim loves hookers. I love this
Oh,
guy.
man.
I live vicariously through Jim.
He has a story every single day.
You went to Rio too, right?
3 times.
Oh, wow. They're trying to corrupt me. Him and Patrice O'Neal are trying to get
Patrice
me
is another
go
pig.
down.
Patrice is a filth bag.
Yeah.
Patrice bought. I saw Patrice last night. He bought. We have to. He'll come in and explain what it is. A sex swing. This lonely, disconnected psychopath bought a sex swing.
That thing we saw in the video type?
He bought one, and it's hanging in his apartment.
Wow.
What the hell?
So
is
a
he
girl
gonna do with
comes
that?
in, she knows what she's getting herself into.
Hopefully a girl. I hope he's not a pedophile and he just wants a swing with easy access. Look, it's a seesaw with little dildos on it. Very healthy. That's connected to
Where
love.
do you get something like that?
I don't know.
That sounds like something
whacked
you
out
order
catalog,
online.
right?
Yeah, but that
Only
seems like something you
scumbags.
order online that they never send, and you don't want to bring
You
them
can't
to court.
complain if the money's missing. Right.
That's something you
bought
should
a
keep in the
sex swing.
closet, though. He has it out all the time.
Probably not, but I'm guessing if you look up, you're going to see like a metal hook where
Yeah.
something goes on. Something,
What's that for?
Something that's disconnected
Sweetheart,
from
a
love.
disco ball. He stinks.
It's great. Hopefully the girl could use it for traction after she's done with him. What? That would just, like, he's kind of a big guy and nothing. Attraction.
No, nothing.
Like, you know, you hang up and it's
Nothing worse.
sucking ass.
I know it's funny, and
We're playing bomb
wording.
ping pong here, Jimmy.
I realize
Your turn.
Dude, my-
Swing away at nothing.
I actually have a muscle pull in the back of my right side from swinging so hard at one before.
Yeah, you really did bomb earlier. Hopefully it covered up for the 3 I've done since.
That's all right.
I'm waiting for one. One's gonna
awfulness.
stink. I'm gonna
How
throw
are
out
you,
something
sir?
that stinks.
I don't know if this paparazzi's
Do you know who he
going off
is?
in our face.
I don't know. Wondering why
Just-
Stephen Ting is taking my picture.
Someone in here just snapping pictures off of all
I
of us.
didn't notice, but people who shined.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what the cricket's like. All right,
Wow. Stephen King wrote The Shining.
Yes,
That was,
yes.
you know,
These
really
pictures are for Vegas, I think.
no reason for
Right? When we go to Vegas for the display or whatever, right? Because we hated the other photos that he took.
Oh, they're not using. Oh, great. Do we get to approve these before they're put up in public?
Yeah. So what am I, like the token brother, so that when you hang up the pictures out there, oh yeah, we have black.
Show that. We have people.
You're in the back.
Look at that.
Okay, good. I'm sweeping.
Sweet. In the background.
That was a callback.
You're the security guard for this.
Do you want to get a picture of me being natural? Let me know when you're ready.
Point at something? Or?
Yeah, like I'm pointing and talking. Like
Oh, that was good right there.
Being natural. Do you need a dick for your mouth?
no, that wouldn't make me natural.
I got it already, actually.
That was a good comeback by me. No, that wouldn't make me natural.
So, Dean, you wouldn't go to Rio? You started,
Nah,
you
man,
started down that path, but then we stopped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No,
we
the
were,
whole
we
hooker
were,
thing.
We were aside with comedy brilliance in the form of that last one that tanked.
That really was a bad one.
Yeah, no, because I just got married, man. Just got
there you
married.
go.
Yeah.
What made you do
done.
that, love?
I'm done.
Was it that love stuff? Got all over you?
You know what? I ran out. We've been together 10 years, man.
Yeah.
I ran out of the excuse gifts.
Oh.
You know,
Excuse
and this is good because she asked me this morning, oh, what station? I said, we don't get it, so I can speak honestly. No.
Yeah.
But no, I just ran out of excuse. And you know, yeah, I love my wife, man. You know, she was in the trenches way before I made any money doing this stand up crap, and we had a child, and we wanted to have
That's
another
testimony you're giving right now.
Yeah, I really am testifying.
I could be you.
You know, so I had nothing left, and you know, and then everybody got grinding. I was like, y'all could have started going to Rio a year before.
Yeah, right?
I got a lot. Oh, yeah, I have a gig down there. Come back with chlamydia on the eye, you know. So, but now it's like, now she knows that, you know, because she's heard me say, yeah, Patrice and Jim and Boss, they're all going down to Rio. And our manager, that's how much of a pig our manager is, that he's going down to really just enjoy the evil and darkness with the rest of them, you know. And no, you should come down and, you know, it'll be a fun time. No, this whores.
That's the next place that deserves a tsunami.
No.
That decadence.
No, it's fantastic.
Oh, it's just full of whores.
Yeah.
When are you going again, Jimmy?
Young people in
You guys
trouble.
go like every 3 or 4 months.
Well,
don't you?
I've gone
goes
3 times, but
yeah.
Patrice just went. Lonely
Again.
just went again because there wasn't enough women up here he could avoid any real love and contact with.
Yeah.
So he decided to go down there and use objects on them.
Yeah, now he doesn't even have sex with them. Like now, the luster of the sex is gone. Now he just brings a toolbox,
Toys, yeah.
with toys.
And his duffel bag full of glass dildos. This is what he's lugging around a third world country. He would pick it up and it would clank.
What a sicko.
It was like he was going to do a
kidding?
bank job. Yeah, he had a bag full of, I'm not exaggerating, glass dildos and vibrators and all these weird
What
toys.
does he do? Just gets the woman off with this?
Yeah.
Or?
We went to one of those, you know how they have like these Manhattan spots, they'll have like some guys will like pay these strippers to come in, and we went to some party up there probably like 3 or 4 months ago, me, Patrice, a couple other cats, and Patrice goes to the VIP room in the back. How awful are you that a whore comes out feeling violated? You know, when a hooker feels like you went beyond the line.
Right.
And I think he had a girl with him, and they went in the back, and I think he just went and he said, no, I'm gonna make you gush. He wanted to, no, you're a squirter. You haven't been touched correctly.
Oh, I have been stopped.
He really? Why do you think she does that for a living, Patrice? She's been touched very well.
No mas. No mas.
Como. When he had that girl's shirt up and he was trying to calm her because she was uncomfortable because there was 5 guys looking into her box, and he's just touching her stomach, going como. That was
what a gruesome moment.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Him rubbing her tummy and saying "como,"
and he's on his hands and knees in a football jersey that's too long
with a jeweler's glass in his eye.
looking closely.
Yeah, I know you murderer.
Como.
It goes down with the toolbox now. That's crazy.
It's an Adidas bag
filled
full
with crap.
of toys.
And he has to put that through security.
Dude, he has to go through customs to another country.
You can't find that stuff in the whorehouse?
No, he just brings it with him. It was embarrassing and it was creepy. And
Did you guys get stopped when you're going through and like?
We got stopped going to the hotel a few times But that's why I would never go with the girl to the hotel, because the cops stop you and they're so corrupt. I don't want some hooker throwing Coke on the floor and then saying it was mine in Portuguese.
Oh, boy.
Take a
Imagine
different
being in
cab.
some Brazilian
Jim has
prison.
everything figured out.
Oh,
I won't take a cab with a
He's
prostitute.
got it down to a science.
He really
Absolutely
does.
not. I'll pay for your cab. What is it, 10 reals? That's $3. Get in the cab behind me.
You're a big spender, Jim.
Dude, they stopped me, and I was out, and the guy's like, drugs? I'm like, no. I was playing the indignant American, because they won't really bother you then.
Oh, really?
Really?
If you don't have anything...
They'll just rob you.
Yeah.
No, because you know what? They don't want... There's enough guys doing wrong stuff down there where they can get you. They don't want the one real innocent guy running around. Hey, I'm not going to tolerate that. You know, they don't need that type of crap.
To mess it up
There's
for
a guy
everybody.
behind you who's got pot on him. There's a million guys doing a million
And they
things
shake
wrong.
him down or they bring him in?
That ain't going to shake you down. Unless you're doing kiddie porn or something, you know, really awful. I mean, they would just probably take your money.
Take your money.
But whatever, man. They didn't do anything to any of us, because I guess we weren't really doing anything wrong. But I won't, no horse
You had a
in my cab.
giant Negro with a bag full of dildos, would you?
I want him to get stopped so badly with that.
You go to rob someone and they pull out a glass cop.
Oh, I really wish they would have stopped that dummy.
And he just went again?
Oh, yeah, he went. Of course he did. Because up here
alone or with
Jason and Evan, who are Dean's managers and his managers.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
something.
Patrice's managers.
That's
Our careers are going nowhere but Rio.
Yeah.
They're trying to, have a gig in Rio. And they're paying, no, we have hookers. Thanks.
They just go down there? They don't work? Or
Jason is the cheapest guy on earth, and it's the beautiful thing is to watch him negotiating with a Brazilian prostitute who's sleeping with him for what it equals to like $30 anyway.
$30 and he's trying
to. He's got this dead stare behind his glasses, trying to talk her down to 15. It's like, Jesus, dude, can you just give her a little?
Yeah,
money to
I
feed
was
her family?
thinking maybe because he does that dumb thing with his hand. You know, I was thinking. Yeah, you're not supposed to haggle anybody on their anus or their vagina, man. Let it go. You know,
it's great if you're in a marketplace buying some ceramic thing to bargain, but you know, I think the woman's already bargained away every bit of dignity she has.
He's haggling on her.
Just pay the money.
These beautiful girls, man, they play it up. They act like they love you. They're great. They
Really?
kiss you. That's why you always come back sick, because everybody's mouth kisses.
Yeah. Well,
that's why you always come back sick.
Yeah, it's the kissing.
No, but
That's
I'm
a
saying
great endorsement for Rio.
You're kissing them.
God.
Come down.
Right.
Get herpes.
No, not BB.
In Rio?
Just kisses. Just making kisses. Like at the cold, you come back with, they call it the crud.
The crud.
That's great.
You come back with a film on your body. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what I want in my
The
vacation.
crud, they call it.
Yeah.
There's a name for it.
Yeah, because you get this awful cough and you sweat. Believe me, I had diarrhea the day before I came back. It was awful. It was like the Ebola virus.
When can we go, guys? When can we go?
When are we bringing this show down to Rio?
Makes it sound so romantic.
I know.
The kids are awful. The kids will rob you.
Well, yeah, that's
little
what I hear. They're
children.
all awful little kids.
Well, don't
that are
they
just
swarm?
abandoned.
Isn't that the thing? They'll all, like,
Yep.
if you're walking, like, you'll have 30 kids run up on you and reach in their pockets.
In your
your
yeah.
pockets.
It's awful.
And you have no way to fight it. What if you're down there and you, like, have a syringe in your pocket and they reach in? Is that...
I guess they're going to poke their fingers.
So they can't, like, go in. It's not like here where they could sue you for trying to rob you.
Please, the little bad cops will shoot them.
Oh, nice.
They used to have those death squads. They would just go and shoot the little bastards.
They
we
shoot
need
them.
some of those here.
I'll
And
teach
don't
you
a
a
lot of
lesson.
Don't a lot of them get killed on a weekly basis riding the tops of the trains? I read something that they get on top of the trains and ride them instead of getting in the train, and a few of them have been knocked off.
Rio?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
They do that
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
too.
Do they?
Yeah.
They ride the tops of the trains.
We got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, now I hear the little
Oh, is
music.
that what that...
That's
I hear the little music.
I just got taken back to Atari 2600.
Yeah, that's what it is, and then it gets faster.
Oh, okay.
To let us know we have
And then
even
we all
less
get
time
uncomfortable, and then we have to wrap it up.
left. Yeah.
Well, we should just say thanks to Dean for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Any plugs or anything you
Dean
want to
Edwards?
I'll be this is awful time, and I'll be at Caroline's in 3 weeks. So I came out 3 weeks in advance to promote. I'll be Caroline's the 19th through the 26th. Caroline's.
That means you'll be
Comedy
back
Club.
in a couple weeks.
So I'll have to come back. You
I'm
guys
sure
were
Greg
great.
will be bringing you through then.
Definitely.
And I will be, by the way, I'll be in Orlando in April.
There you go.
And DeanEdwards.net, if you guys want to see like a couple of things
You can
I
get
did
the
on,
.com?
Yo, somebody squatted on my name, so
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not paying you.
We had a
Yeah.
squatter, and our
You can
agent
get
took
it
care
back,
of it.
though. You fight him.
Oh, really?
Oh, will they give it back to you?
I was lazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had to give ours back.
How'd they have to give it back? You sue them?
Because you prove that it's your name, and you're the only one that's been using it for this many
Oh, really?
years. and then they have to cough it up.
Do they sell a lot? Well, I haven't been using it. A car dealership had JimNorton.com. Now they squat.
But if it's Jim Norton Dodge or something, you can't make him
no,
give
just
it back.
JimNorton.com.
Yeah, but even at that, if
it might be his real name and he's using it.
Really, his
no,
name.
No, he's not using it. It's a cyber squatter now has it.
Okay,
He's done with it.
okay.
I don't know.
Bob could probably get that for you.
I should talk to Bob. Yeah, as long as he doesn't talk back to me.
I didn't do Jay-Z. That's another impression.
I'll do a quick.
Y'all crazy as that. I'm up in here with my boys Opie, Anthony, and the Dirty Vibe. Jim Norton. It's bananas.
99 problems, but the bitch ain't one.
It ain't one.
Does that sound like Jay-Z? I've never
Hell
heard him
yeah,
talk.
it does.
I've never heard him talk.
4, 3,
Let's
2 seconds.
Dean Edwards.
Dean Edwards.
Thank you,
Dean
yo.
Edwards.
Dean Edwards. Net piece.